Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. My name is Peter. I'll be doing the daily Bitcoin update. Yesterday, I didn't do our update because it was Super Bowl Sunday. We were pretty busy getting ready for the game. Unfortunately, the Patriots lost, but maybe they'll win again next year. So let's look at this long-term trade. So our long-term trend changed from buy to a neutral, and then on January 16th it turned into a negative, a sell signal. And over the last few days there's been a lot of action to the downside. It came close to the 200 daily EMA right here. It broke through but never closed, but once it did, it started going down a little bit more, reached our target level of 7,600, and now our next support level is at 5,900. Let's look at a couple of our trades that we're in right now. We'll look at our swing trade. So currently we're in a swing trade that started at 8,900. Current price is at 6,700. Right now we have our stop at 7,600. So we're going to be locking in a 12 to 13% profit. The biggest difference between this trade and our last swing trade was that our last swing trade was a very good signal. The only issue that we had was that because it was so close to the daily 200 EMA, which is a very important number technically, we had to keep a very close eye on it. So as it went a little bit lower, we were profitable, but then it came back up and we protected ourselves because we're not gambling, we're trading. We took a break even on the trade. But once we got another signal that came in and it finally broke through, and there was no color change, there was no reversal, it just kept on going, making lower lows. So if you look at the wicks here, you see low, 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 right? Here we were a little bit worried because we were at the same spot over here, but there was never a color change, and it kept on making lower lows. And then it hit our support level at 7,600. We decided to give it a little bit more room, and currently it is down to 6,700. And we had our stop at 7,600, but now we have a new formation candle on the 4-hour bar. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change our stop to 7,500 and lock in a little bit more profit. So let's look at our short-term trades. So our short-term trades have been doing very well on an intraday basis. We've had 7 winners in a row. Our last signal came in at 83.50, and currently the market's at 6,700. We have a trailing stop at 7,200, which I'm going to move because now that the has formed a new candle, we have constant lower lows. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to about 7,100. So after I make this video, I'm going to go on Bitfinex and change our stops. I should have enough time. So here now we're guaranteed a nice little profit of about 15% on this short-term trade, and this trade is getting a little bit long. We probably will get kicked out in a little bit because it can't just go in a parabolic way all the way down. Maybe it can, but if you look at where it is from here to here versus here to here, eventually it will tire itself out, because there will be a bounce back somewhere, maybe around 5,900, which is our target way below. Maybe it'll happen in the low 6,000s. And because we're not looking to hold this position for a few days, unlike our swing trade, we will trail it very tight and take our profits. So this is a big difference between what happened over here, because just like our previous trades that we did last week, when it was kind of in a choppy area, that's what happened when it got close to the 200 EMA. So here's our 200 EMA levels around here, and as you can see, there was like a little box, right? Where there was a range, little W's and little M's, forming everywhere. So it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes back up. But once we finally broke out of this little box area here, right? I don't really count the wick because that's the close. Closing is more important. I think I've said that to you previously. So once it started closing here and it got out of this little zone over here, it really started to, break down. And that's where we're in right now. We're expecting it to go to about 5,900. That would be great. If it doesn't, we're going to keep a closer eye on this and we're going to trail it. And that's what I mean about what happened last time. So the other day on our last swing trade, when I was giving an example of about what happens with support and resistance, you know, before 9,400 was a floor, it was support, and then now it turned into resistance up at the top. So same thing here at 7,600, that was a floor, but now it's become a ceiling. So as we go under, above, things change over time. So before, when it broke through 9,400 and the started coming back up, people started getting excited, thinking that, oh, it's going to go back again. But this has happened, you know, before, over and over again, because if you look at it from our previous charts over here, right, they kept on doing that. So if you think that every time it comes back off of a support level, here at 11,000, people start getting excited. Then once again, 9,400, and then 13,000. Then 13,000 became the ceiling, 11,000 became the floor. Then we had an intermediate resistance at 12,000. Then it broke through 11,000, it closed below, then went to 9,400, broke below 9,400. 9,400 became the ceiling. Now we're at 7,600, now we're at 6,800, and now 7,600 is the ceiling. So everything goes in levels. So we're not really looking for a certain price, right? What we're looking for is a trend, and what we have are little waves. So we have a wave lower. We have a lower low here, lower high, lower low, lower high. Here it channels a little bit, but then we have a breakout, lower low, lower high, and now currently we have a lower low. So all of our time frames, short term, medium term, and long term, are negative. And once again, as I reiterated a couple weeks ago, we are only taking short positions or sell signals. Thank you, and have a good day.